Hello and welcome back to your first advanced lesson. Okay, I'm very happy that you've gone through the basic, intermediate, and now you're in the advanced. So congratulations, you've come a long way. And we're gonna start. I'm just going to explain a little bit how the material works, okay? Oopsie. So for example, every single lesson, it's of course let's start from the basic. On basic and intermediate, you've done all of your exercises in pairs, in groups, so you've been having the conversation since the beginning of the course. Okay, since the beginning of the lessons, you've been practicing your conversations whilst you're doing grammar and you're doing exercises. So you've been doing it with your colleagues and your teacher, and you've been practicing your listening as well. And on the advanced material is the exact same thing, but the difference is every single class has a different topic that you're going to be, that you're going to be conversating about, that you're going to be communicating, okay? So we are going to look at the grammar as well as a type of revision, but we're not going to be focusing so much on the grammar anymore. Now we're just going to go straight to a conversation class, and every single lesson with a different topic, and of course every single topic we will be focusing on a grammatical lecture as well. So for example, the first lesson, lesson 1, the theme, okay, what we're going to be talking about is countries and nationalities, which we've already learned in the basics, some of the countries and names. So this is a way that we're going to be reinforcing it, but of course we're going to be talking, we're going to be conversating, we're going to be communicating. And the grammar is nouns, okay? So this is for you to remember the proper nouns and of course the common nouns as well whilst you're conversating, right? Whilst you are communicating, okay? So let's have a look at exercise 1. This is just a little warm-up, okay? Just for you to remember the countries and nationalities. So you're going to be working in pairs, okay? And you're going to be asking each other, well, we're going to be reading it to each other just so you can remember this. So what are the nationalities and the countries? So number 1, here you have a list of 10. Timothy is English. Where is he from? England. Adriano is Brazilian. Where is he from? Brazil. Mohammed is Lebanese. Where is he from? Alejandro is Spanish. Where is he from? Louise is from France. Where is she from? Ethan is from Australia. What is his nationality? Okay, so therefore he is Australian. This is just for you to remember, get this recap thing going on. Exercise 2, you will be filling out the blank spaces with the answer keys in the bottom of the page. So here you have a conversation, so you're going to be conversating with the person next to you. One is John, one is Lucy, and you're going to be filling it out. So read the conversation and you're going to fill out the countries. And then you have some questions. What is, and then of course there is some colloquial language there for you to be practicing. And if you don't know, here is some of the questions that you may ask each other or your teacher. Next page, we have another exercise which is called Stereotypes. Now, on this exercise, you can either do it with in groups, everybody sitting together, or in pairs or in trios. It doesn't matter because it's conversation where you throw in your ideas and what you remember, what you know. So stereotypes. What is stereotypes? Now, this is interesting because some people find stereotypes something very rude, okay? Like, for example, when we talk about a country or a culture, and when you're not so sure about it, you just pick up information that you gather from TV, from the news, from somebody you know, so from somebody you know that knows another person who had another experience, and you hear about it, okay? So you gather up all of this information about a country or a nationality or a culture, and you think you know something which you really don't deeply, but you have an idea, okay? Some people, they're very intelligent, they really, they have the time, they take the time to go to each country, read about each country, read about each culture, find out more about the people, but not everybody is like that. So we just have like an overview of what we know. Okay, and then of course here is the specific meaning and definition of a stereotype. And here I've done an example of Brazil because I'm Brazilian, so I feel free to do this. Of course, many people will disagree with me because, you know, stereotypes are very judgmental and it's not always correct because sometimes we just get the negative information or, you know, some positive as well, we throw it in. And some people may get offended because, no, it's not like that, you know, you're just so rude, you're so, you know, misinformed, you have to go and read a whole book on this and read some news. But not everybody's going to do that, you know, they'll just say what pops up in their heads. So I'm going to read what I wrote. Brazil is known for their cultural diversity, delicious food, hot weather, beautiful women, Pele, Neymar, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, football in general. Corrupt politicians, Carnival, Rio de Janeiro, paradise beaches and the Amazon rainforest. Brazilians are known for being really warm and happy. They are very creative because they always make a gato, which is a cat. Okay, for you who don't know what that is, it's, for example, you have a cable TV in your house and it's very expensive, so what do? We find a way to put some plugs in there so you get it for free from your neighbor and la la la. You know, energy is too expensive, you can't pay it. What you're gonna do, you're gonna, you know, turn it on, steal it from the government and you get your energy for free. It's bad to say it, but it's real, it's true. So they are multi-talented because they have their famous Brazilian way of dealing with problems and obstacles. So there is some positive and there is some negative. And of course, someone who's very patriotic, you'll say, that's absolutely absurd. I mean, oh my God, we have minerals, we have so much riches, and we export and import and la 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 la. But of course, not everybody knows that. They watch, you know, a little bit of TV, they see a bad report, that's what they get. So what you're gonna do is, in this exercise, you are gonna, there's a list of countries and people. I want you to sit down in your groups or pairs, like I've said, and I want you to make this stereotype, not make it, but, you know, say what you know about the country. And of course, some of you may not know everything about all of these countries and the people, but that's the whole idea. You know, you're going to be communicating what you know about the place. And if there isn't, you don't know anything about these specific countries and cultures, then you may use your phone as well. You know, check it out, see what kind of food they like, what kind of clothes they wear. You know, just create some ideas, gather some information. So here I have Belgians. Belgians are known for Indians, Mexicans, Russians, Irish, Egyptians, Americans, Jamaicans, Saudi Arabians, and Japanese. Of course, I can't put the whole list of the whole, you know, countries because, you know, there's just too many. So if there's another country or another culture you'd like to speak about, then please feel free to. You know, this is just to initiate a conversation for you to have more freedom in speaking. And then of course here you have some questions, the next exercise, which I would like for you to work in groups or, well, in pairs. If I think in pairs would be better for this exercise. And you have some questions which you're going to be asking each other, okay, or one another. Number one, you have a list of 10. What country would you like to go to and why? 2. Have you traveled abroad? What countries have you been to? 3. What states have you been to or cities? Now, states is for bigger countries who are divided by states. Not every country has states because sometimes they're smaller, so they have cities and towns. So you can just scrap that off and put city and town in the country you're currently at. Number 4, would you go to a war zone country? Why? Number 5, what countries wouldn't you go to? 6, in your opinion, what is the best country to live in and why? Number 7, in your opinion, what is the worst country to live in and why? Number 8, what country would you live in and why? 9, would you leave the country you were born in, or have you left the country you were born in, and of course why? And 10, if someone comes to your country, what would you say about it and where would you take your visitor to? Now I have to change here, I put toe with an E and that was just a misspelling, okay? Or type error, but I'll change it before it gets to you. So ask each other this question, okay? I'm sure you're gonna have a lot to talk about. And don't forget the nouns, the proper nouns and the common nouns. It's what we've learned in basic, and it's just there for you to use it, okay? So I'll see you soon with the next lesson on lesson 2. Bye!